Oop asked her husband if he still loves her. His answer: you ask some difficult questions. I'm not the Oop. This was posted by You Too Think Critically in R. True Off My Chest. Original. The 3rd of October 22. Asked my husband if he still loved me. His answer: you ask some difficult questions. So, as I posted before, I've going through a lot at home. I've anxiety and my husband doesn't know how to cope with it. Now, I believe he simply doesn't want to cope. We visited my doctor together, so he could understand a little bit about the situation. Generalized anxiety disorder and depression. Terrible idea. He criticized me all the time, blamed me for not getting better, and at the end said he didn't believe we could work out anymore. Yes. He said that to my doctor, who was trying to make him understand how GAD and depression are affecting me. At the end, I was crying and he was angry at me and at the doctor. He insisted I took him to a couples therapy without his consent. The next day I asked him the question I posted. When he couldn't answer if he still loved me, I removed my wedding ring and said we were done. I couldn't be with someone who couldn't answer this simple question. More than a decade together, and that's how he answered me. He apologized, cried and said he doesn't love me anymore. My anxiety has destroyed his feelings for me. I'm heartbroken, but relieved, because I couldn't spend my energy on this relationship, when clearly I was the only one fighting for it. At least now, I know it's over. However, I feel lonely, since I will have to fight this mental disorder all by myself. Family lives far away. I must get better for my children and I cannot move out right now. Nor him. We will have 2 different bedrooms, while sharing the house. We will also talk to a mediator, in order to organize the separation while I'm fighting against GAD and depression. I hope it's gonna help. We have the kids and they don't know yet how to tell them. I feel like I failed this family, and I'm afraid I will end up getting worse. Tell me, how did you cope with all of this? If you went through similar situation in your past, I need some hope. Thanks for reading. Update 1. The 17th of October 22. Update: ask my husband if he still loved me. His answer: you ask some difficult questions. Hello you all. First of all, thanks for the kind messages and PM I received. I cannot thank you guys enough. I just want to make an update and also vent a little bit. So, after the decision to get separated, things got better at home. I believe that a weight has been removed from our shoulders. So we had almost no arguments. We were being kind to one another and my anxiety got better, as well as my depression. Things were so good that we made the mistake of sleeping together. That gave me lots of hope. Maybe we would find our way back together. After that, we talked. I told him we could not repeat that. I still have feelings for him, so it would hurt me a lot if the sex meant nothing to him. We had a mediation session and tears were all over. We agreed he would no longer hug me when I left in the morning. The mediator said we had to cut those physical connections to avoid repeating the same mistake. Also, he would clear his office, which would become my new bedroom. It was difficult, but we cut off the hugs after a couple days. He, on the other hand, asked for the day off at work. I thought it would be to clean the office. But no. Later he told me he has an internal fight. He didn't want the separation, but he believed that it was necessary, because we were not happy together. I remind him he is the one who doesn't love me anymore, and that I am unhappy due to my depression. A couple days later we were discussing something and messages kept popping up on my phone. It was a Reddit male friend. Call X. Who has the same name as a friend. Call Z. I have over here. This same day, I would go to a party where Z would be attending. My ex got a bit uncomfortable and asked me if Z and I were flirting. I said no, and explained that the messages were from X, who lives in another country. He was clearly jealous, and when I returned from the party, my ex tried to have sex with me, which I denied. The next day, we talked about that and I asked him about his feelings. I assured him I was not interested in other people. Also, that, once again, we could not have sex if he didn't love me anymore. I asked him if he was unsure about his feelings, but he said he was just horny. Nothing else. I felt so disrespected. He knew about my feelings and tried having sex with me because he was horny? The next days I kept sending him photos of the new furniture I would need to buy for my new room. I was asking him some advices regarding the size of them. None of them was good. Too big, too small, too expensive. After that, I reminded him that he needed to clean the office. I told him that sharing a room was making things difficult for me. So, I asked him if he was having second thoughts, because he was delaying it. Plus, he was issues with every suggestion I made regarding the furniture. He didn't even think twice before answering. Nah, I am being just lazy. You are complicating things. He suggested I could clean it myself. I reminded him that this was his job, and that we had agreed on that during the mediation. Yeah, this super sincere answer hurt. But, now we are back to arguments. Again, he does not accept my emotions and get angry or rude to me anytime I say something he doesn't like. Sometimes I feel like he deliberate confuses me, so I don't move on. Update 2. The 22nd of October 22. Update 2. Ask my husband if he still loved me. His answer: you ask some difficult questions. Just a quick update. We had a mediation session earlier this week. I spoke about the mixed signals he sent me, how they confused me and gave me hope. The mediator said exactly what you guys said. There is not coming back now. You made your decision clear. Ben, my ex, can you see how you make her feel? It is not helpful. He cried and apologized to me. After the session I had a very depressive episode where I couldn't stop crying. He put me in bed, gave me my medicine and stayed with me until I fell asleep. This same night he started cleaning the office. Yesterday he went to the store to get my new mattress, so I didn't have to wait for delivery nor do it by myself. He also measured the things I needed and helped me with everything related to the new furniture. I think reality wasn't hitting him so deep down as it was supposed to be. Our next step will be the worst one: to tell the kids what's going on. I already prepared notes to send to their teachers and got a therapist in case they need someone to talk to. Once again, thanks for the kind messages and suggestions. I feel much better now. Reminder: I'm not the oop. Who wants to bet on whether or not OP's mental health issues get better once she's not living with her ex anymore? Seems like the husband is a pretty frustrating person to deal with even from the small glimpse we've seen. His initial answer: I'm floored. Imagine saying that to someone and being serious. On another note, that's a fantastic answer if you're joking around with someone with thick skin and a slightly warped sense of humor. OOP's husband is just so selfish. I understand that being with someone who is depressed and can take a toll. But when he decided he didn't love her anymore, he shouldn't have been trying to manipulate her for his own desires and not care about how it could make her feel. She's the mother of their children, for goodness sakes. Selfish. Just so selfish. I could have understood the husband's pav when he said that his partner's mental health issues killed his feelings for them, because they really can change who you are presenting yourself as to the world. And it can be really difficult to tell if it's something that the person experiencing it will work through or if this is who they are now. I get that. It's hard to support your partner when they are radically different now, and it's easy to want to shy away from the harsh reality that really being there for your partner entails. Your issues can make you hard to love, and I feel how much effort my own partner extends to support me through my difficult and emotional times, even when I seem against his help and love. But OOP's post sheds a light on how suffocating and draining it must be to deal with those issues, on top of having a partner who throws you mixed signals. I hope she finds peace and more support elsewhere without him, because he is clearly not conducive to her road to managing her conditions in a loving and supportive environment. From post number 1, it's clear to me that the much of her anxiety and depression of OOP is caused by her horrible husband. The moment she is able to live in a separate house, it's going to get so much better for her. Fuck you, Ben. The way this man talks, answers questions, manipulates, etc., all remind me of 16/17 yo, F-boys I dealt with in high school. Like, this is a grown-ass man who doesn't believe in anxiety, depression, even with a doctor telling him. I'm so happy she found the strength to leave. And God's bless that mediator for handling all their conversations. When I get depressed, my partner cooks for me, takes over chores, and makes sure I'm showering and keeping a routine. When I get anxious, he writes me letters so I can be reassured that he loves me and that I deserve to be happy. Mental illness is a sickness, and someone who loves you will make the effort to care for you when you're sick. You are not a burden for needing more help or reassurance, and anyone who makes you feel otherwise does not deserve to be in your life. Kinda think the kids might already suspect something is going on. This guy sounds like the spiritual brother of the long-winded blowhard from the other day who recorded a couple's therapy session without anyone's consent. Genuinely sounds like OOP is dealing with a narcissist, which sucks for them. My mom is a narc, and I had horrible depression and anxiety growing up. Now, out on my own, I feel so much better in my day-to-day life, and while I'm still working through my childhood in therapy, the pressure of having someone who is constantly miserable not on your shoulders is the most amazing feeling. I hate Ben. It's interesting how OP says in the first post she doesn't want to have to face her GAD and depression alone, because it seems very clear that she already is. I think OOP's depression will suddenly get a lot better when she's free, in her own home, and doesn't have to deal with Ben. What the hell, Ben? He understood OOP was better off without him. The delay and mixed signals for her confuse about the decision. I feel for OP's situation. 1 year ago, when I was with my now ex, I was extremely depressed. He dumped me due to this. I moved out, was living in his house, and this year he has been contacting me non-stop and regretting it. Why? Because after we broke up, I started getting better. Now I'm happier than ever. I suspect the same might happen for OP. Hope they realize how awesome their life will be without that stress. I was halfway through first update when I thought that this guy at the very least makes her anxiety and depression worse. By the end of the second one, I was 80% convinced that this guy actually significantly contributed to her having them in the first place. I have GAD and major depression. It sucks. I want to wrap OOP in positive messages and comfort, because Ben is a giant and manipulative ass. My partner has been by my side through all the ups and downs I've had. I can now tell when I'm starting to spiral, and will seek help to get my head above water. He has never done anything but support me. I hope OOP has someone she can lean on for the support she needs. And I hope Ben leans on a giant spiky cactus. God, I got exhausted just from reading. How did she live with that man? I hope all of Ben's toasts lands butter, jam side down from now on. You suck, Ben.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.